Learn English with Muallimi Academy.
Good evening and welcome to Muallimi Academy. I'm your host, Mark, and tonight we're delighted to have Mr. John, a renowned English language expert, with us. Hello, Mr. John.
Hello, Mark. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Mr. John, our viewers are keen to know, what's your primary advice for learning English quickly and effectively?
The key, Mark, is consistent exposure and practice. It's about making English a part of your daily life.
Would you mind elaborating on how one can integrate English into their daily routine?
Absolutely. Start with changing your device settings to English. This simple change can have a significant impact.
That's a clever start. And for understanding spoken English, what do you suggest?
Listening is vital. Engage with English media, news, podcasts, and even radio shows in English.
Media is indeed a powerful tool. What about improving conversation skills?
For speaking, I recommend joining English speaking clubs or online groups. Even speaking with fellow learners can be very helpful.
Social learning can be quite effective. How should one approach learning English vocabulary?
Building vocabulary is about exposure and usage. Try learning new words daily and then use them in sentences.
Usage seems to be key. Moving on, what's your take on mastering English grammar?
Start with the basics and don't get overwhelmed. Apps and online resources can be very helpful for this.
Technology really aids in learning. How can one enhance their writing skills in English?
Writing regularly is crucial. Start with simple sentences and gradually write essays or stories.
Practice makes perfect. How important is listening to different accents in English?
It's very important. It helps in understanding the nature of English and improves listening skills.
Diversity in learning is essential. What about pronunciation? How can one improve that?
Listening and repeating after native speakers is a good practice. Recording and listening to your own speech can also be beneficial.
Self-analysis is a great tool. How can learners effectively remember new words and phrases?
Repetition and usage in conversation are key. Flashcards and memory techniques like mnemonics also help.
Memory techniques are underrated. What role do cultural aspects play in language learning?
Understanding cultural nuances helps in grasping the context and usage of phrases and idioms.
Culture indeed shapes language. How can learners test their English proficiency?
Taking standardized tests like IELTS or TOEFL can be helpful, but even casual conversations with native speakers can be a good test.
Testing is a crucial part of learning. How should one handle the challenge of understanding fast speech in English?
Listening to fast-paced English content and practicing with the ability to alter speed in real time can help acclimate the ear.
Adapting to speed is a skill. Any specific advice for adult learners?
For adults, I would recommend finding practical applications of English in their work or daily life.
No way around practical application, I see. How does one stay motivated during the learning process?
Setting personal goals and celebrating small achievements can keep motivation high.
Goals are the milestones in learning. How can technology aid in learning English?
Language learning apps, online courses, and interactive software can make learning more accessible and fun.
Technology is a boon for learners. What advice do you have for shy learners who hesitate to speak?
Start with speaking in a comfortable environment, maybe with close friends or family, and then gradually expand your circle.
Comfort is key in initial stages. How can learners balance between learning formal and informal English?
Understanding the context of use is important. Formal English is typically for professional settings, while informal is for casual conversations.
Contextual learning is essential. Any tips on how to effectively use English learning apps?
Set aside dedicated time daily for these apps. Engage with all features like quizzes, interactive lessons, and speech recognition.
Dedicated practice is crucial. How does one overcome the plateau phase in language learning?
Changing up your learning routine and challenging yourself with more advanced material can help break the plateau.
Variety does challenge the brain. What's your advice for learning English idioms and slang?
Watching English movies, TV shows, and interacting with native speakers are all great ways to learn idioms and slang.
Media reflects the living language. How can reading English literature benefit learners?
It exposes learners to rich vocabulary, varied sentence structures, and cultural contexts. Reading a range of genres can help in understanding different writing styles and language uses.
Diversity in reading is beneficial. Speaking of literature, how can classic literature and contemporary literature impact language learning?
Classic literature enriches understanding of historical and formal English, while contemporary literature is great for learning modern colloquialisms and everyday language.
That's an interesting distinction. How can learners balance listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills effectively?
Allocate specific times for each skill. For instance, dedicate mornings to listening, use afternoons for speaking, and evenings for reading and writing.
Time management is key. In terms of speaking, how can one gain confidence in conversational English?
Practice is essential. Joining English conversation groups or speaking with native speakers can boost confidence. Remember, everyone makes mistakes.
Mistakes are a part of learning after all. Now, regarding accents, should learners aim to adopt a specific English accent?
While it's not necessary to adopt a specific accent, being aware of different accents helps in understanding and being understood by a broader range of people.
Understanding accents broadens the scope of one's comprehension. For advanced learners, what are some strategies to polish their skills?
Advanced learners should focus on nuanced language aspects like subtle grammar rules, advanced vocabulary, and idiomatic expressions.
Nuances matter at advanced levels. How can watching English news channels help learners?
It exposes learners to formal language and current vocabulary, enhancing both listening and comprehension skills.
So, staying updated while learning is best. Can engaging in debates or discussions in English be beneficial?
Absolutely. It encourages critical thinking and language usage in a dynamic real-world context.
Real-world practice is invaluable. What's your opinion on language learning in a group versus individually?
Group learning fosters communication and peer learning, while individual study allows for personalized pace and focus.
Both have their merits. How should learners approach learning English business terminology?
Engaging with business-related materials like financial newspapers, corporate reports, and business podcasts can be very helpful.
So, specific focus on business language. I understand. Can learning English through songs and lyrics be effective?
Yes, it's an enjoyable way to learn colloquial language and improve listening skills. Plus, it makes learning fun.
Learning through music is engaging. For those who struggle with English spelling, what do you recommend?
Regular practice, understanding phonetics, and using spelling tools or apps can significantly improve spelling skills.
No surprise. After all, practice does make perfect. How can learners effectively use English language forums online?
Participate in discussions, ask questions, and engage with native speakers and fellow learners for a diverse learning experience.
Participation is key. How can watching English plays or theater enhance language skills?
It provides exposure to expressive language, different accents, and cultural contexts, enhancing both understanding and expression.
Theater brings language to life. What is the role of a language mentor or coach in this journey?
A mentor can provide personalized guidance, correct mistakes, and offer encouragement and motivation throughout the learning process.
Personalized guidance is invaluable. Lastly, any final thoughts or encouragement for our viewers learning English?
Stay persistent and enjoy the process. Language learning opens up new worlds and opportunities. Embrace it with enthusiasm and curiosity.
Thank you, Mr. John, for sharing such insights. Your expertise is truly inspiring.
It's been a pleasure, Mark. I wish all the viewers nothing but the absolute best in their English learning adventures.
And that's a wrap for tonight's Muallimi Academy. Thank you for joining us and keep practicing your English. Good night, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe for more similar content in the future. Thank you for your support.